Hey guys, it's Wendy with Fab Crafts and More, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for all of those people who are subscribers, and if you're new, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and if you end up liking this video, give it a nice thumbs up. I'm just hopping on here quick to do just a little demonstration of this Gyro-Cut. Is it Euro or Gyro? Pretty sure this is Gyro. And I just picked this up from an estate sale this last weekend. But first, I am going to set these things aside for a second because I actually got some happy mail. So for you junk journalers and collage artists, crafters, you all know what happy mail is. I received this from Tracy. That's her name. I've covered everything else up here. I saw her post a Halloween page that she was working on for her junk journal, and she had some really cool ephemera and images in there, and I just said, oh, I really love your vintage images because I love vintage, not vintage like back into the early 1900s, but vintage like, well, actually these are, I think, maybe back that far, but I think, let me just show you. So she sent me some happy mail. She was like, give me your address. I'm going to send you some. And I was like, hey, cool, I will. So she made this cute little card. And so this is the type of vintage image I was talking about, but our house is decorated sort of 60s, mid-century modern, and I sort of, even though these aren't that time frame, I don't know, this is what I like to decorate with for Halloween and Christmas. And so she used the Holtz die for these little pockets, and I couldn't, we just moved, well, okay, I say we just moved. We moved in March to a new house, and this week I'm finally getting to unpack my craft room. And so a lot of things are, I don't know where they are. They're in boxes and they're getting undone. And I tried to find this, but I'll link to it down below so you can take a peek at it because it's super cool. It punches out all these little slots here. And then it also, if you can see, I don't know if you can see the little dots here, it also embosses those. Embosses? I don't know. It dents them in there. And so I love this plaid paper, and she also had these little ticket shapes and these ticket shapes, and I just got this today. So I sent her a message to say thank you, and I also asked her where she got these because I don't know, but I will also, if there are links, I will put them down below so that you can find them if you like them, because I think they're super cool. So there are these tickets in here and these vintage images. And because I should have looked this up before I started the video, I can't remember the name of the company that made these, but when I edit it, I'll put the name of the company like right here so you can see. But they did Halloween decorations way back when. And I love these cats. They're so fun. Get these guys out. Da, da, da. So they actually make reproductions of these now that you can buy. But yeah, so there's some kitties and these other things. So she sent that to me and I am super grateful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so cute. I love it and I can't wait to use it. Okay, so let's get to the point. I just wanted to give a shout out to Tracy for those. So, okay, this is what you're here for. And I say this is what you're here for because a few of you in some junk journal groups that I posted about this said, show me, show me, show me. So I am here to show you, show you, show you. I have not looked up what the retail price on this is. I cannot imagine that it's like super expensive, but I did pay $3 for this at an estate sale. It has a, sometimes I judge things these days on how old they are by if they have a web address. So it actually has a web address. So I don't think this was actually that old. So it's called the Gyro-Cut, and basically it's, I'm going to say it's like an X-acto knife in that it is used to cut things like an X-acto knife, but the head on this, the blade on this swivels around. And you want to be careful. This is really sharp. They tell you in the instructions, be careful, it's really sharp. I also think that it did come with a plastic cover that is now missing. But anyways, that is the cool thing about this. Oh, I have glue on my fingers. I've been doing some stuff today, so let me get the glue off my fingers, and I probably have ink under my fingernails. So anyways, this is a page from a vintage bird guide. I love birds, and I have way more bird guides than I need, but I like to cut the birds out and use them on some of my junk journal pages. This is a work in progress. This is actually just a paper bag, and where the paper bag folds up, you know, like when you fold it up, I glued those little edges to make a pocket here. And this was a little image I fussy cut with my brother Scan and Cut. And I will link to that video because I do love my brother Scan and Cut. But if you just want to do some fussy cutting just really quick, and you don't either have a brother Scan and Cut or have the time to set it up and do everything, then that's where this is going to come in handy. So that's kind of why I went away from what we were actually doing to show you. But I like to cut the little birdies out of the bird guides. So let me show you. So this, like I said, spins around. I'm going to go ahead, and this has some birds on this side too. And so what you do is, it has an angle. I hope you can see that there's an angle. And the directions say that you want the blade going in the direction of your cut. And so to me, that sort of said, well, number one, you hold it like a pencil. So you hold it like this, like a pencil. I'm left-handed, so if this looks weird, that's why. You hold it like a pencil. I took it to mean that the like angle pointing out in this direction, this longer tip goes down onto the paper. Okay, so basically you just place it down, and let's go ahead and do this little guy. You just place it down right there, and you just start cutting. Now, as you move, it swivels, and you just end up not having to move your wrist around as much as if you're cutting with an X-acto knife. So it's a little nicer, like on your tendons, especially if you have like arthritis or tendonitis or anything like that. I actually have some tendonitis going on in this arm over here. And so how I was doing it, and I'm going to move this up here a little bit, get back into my groove. You can basically just move it around like this, or you can move your paper around. But as you can see, I'm able to switch directions really easily, sort of just like drawing with a pencil. And I found that it was kind of easy. You want to be on like a self-healing mat too. Don't do this on your table, and don't do it on a glass craft surface. I'm going to move it over here just for camera purposes. And you can see, hopefully, that it just goes around like so. And then, boom. There is, oh, whoops, on a couple of these. Oh, did I completely miss that spot? Okay, let's go back. There we go. the blade is really sharp, and that's where I started and left off. But I mean, how quick was that? And I wasn't, you know, with my scissors, and these aren't usually the scissors that I fussy cut with, but, oh, and you'll notice I'm left-handed, but I do cut with scissors with my right hand. I'm a little bit ambidextrous because growing up, there was never left-handed scissors. I had to learn to cut with scissors with my right hand. So, anyways, you know, when you're fussy cutting and you're having to kind of like maneuver your blades all around, using an X-acto knife, let me grab my X-acto knife. Okay, let me just show you with the X-acto knife sort of the difference in how you have to handle doing this. Now, using an X-acto knife to fussy cut is actually really great. And oh, did I totally, as I moved around, I totally just sliced it weird. It's a little bit harder, I think, to kind of get a rounded edge. And I'm feeling like I have to be closer to the dangerous part of my X-acto knife. I feel like I should have some sort of armor on. But you'll see as I'm cutting, you know, it's fine. It's not that bad. Let's get stuff out of the way. But I'm not getting as smooth of movement with my X-acto knife as I'm going around corners because I have to move my wrist more. And, you know, it's fine. It works fine. But I really like this better, is all I'm saying. You know, that kind of, I do have an issue right here sometimes on my thumb. When I was in high school, we were playing volleyball, and I came up and I elbowed a guy, or I thumbed a guy in the elbow, and this joint cracked a little bit. A little piece of that joint cracked. So I've always had like gripping to open, you know, like peanut butter, pickle jars or whatever. It's always been a little problematic for me. So with the X-acto knife, I can't do that for too long. This just really sort of was a little more fluid. And I feel like I can get a nicer, I'm actually trying to go quickly here just to show you. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting more fluid motion, and I can do those rounded cuts a little bit easier. Like so, because it just sort of, you don't have to move very much to get that to swivel. So anyways, that's that. Like I said, I got this at an estate sale, but I will try to find a link to this somewhere so you can find it quickly. Although, you know, a Google search for Gyro-Cut should do the trick. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. And maybe you haven't tried using an X-acto knife for fussy cutting, or a Gyro-Cut. And so, you know, give it a try. I prefer doing it this way than using my scissors, and maybe it's just because I don't have, like, my scissors are all kind of big and bulky, so I don't have like a super awesome pair of small, well, I do, I have some little tiny sewing scissors, but don't use your sewing scissors for paper projects, right? That's what your mom always told you, or that's what I always told my kids. So anyways, yeah, that's it. I hope it was helpful, and thank you for joining me. Again, I actually really appreciate everybody who comes and watches videos on my channel. I hope that they are helpful, and maybe give you ideas or show you something that you haven't tried before. Again, also check out the Brother Scan and Cut video, because that's actually really cool. That I cut out all these little girls. I cut out all these little girls with the Brother Scan and Cut. And if you can see, the detail on those is actually pretty crazy. Yeah, so that's cool too. Anyways, all right, that's it for now. I gotta go make dinner. I get to. And I hope you guys have a good day, evening, weekend, whenever it is that you watch this. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And I hope that you give using an X-acto knife or the Gyro-Cut a try to make fussy cutting a little bit easier. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.